We came in knowing they was tough, and we just wanted to fight. As long as we matched the intensity, everything else was going to fall in place.
I think the fact that we played so well and had built a 20-point lead, the guys felt that we deserved to win this game, and no matter what it took, it was going to.
The commitment level was really high tonight, and obviously when you're playing against, the Stanley Cup champions, it's our guys were really dialed in.
Radio.
Yeah.
Sounds like a bunch of winners.
We are here, a bunch of winners in the house, a bunch of winners.
Boy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. A bunch of winners are here. Those winners are Fuzzy, that's me, C-Dubs out in California.
That's me.
And the drum roll, please. We need the drum roll. Oh, that's not the drum roll thing. Oh, that's not the drum roll.
Yes, I'm back.
Big Al.
What's up, guys?
Is that what we're calling you? Big Al nowadays?
Yeah, sure.
Big Al.
Well, I don't like that.
You don't?
Not really.
Why not?
Because there's a lot of Big Al's out there. Have you ever thought of that?
Yeah, he's got a toy barn.
There's a Big Al toy barn. There's a Big Al, my friend's husband. There's a Big Al from Wisconsin.
Got to be like 25 mattress factories.
Big Al's sales goes on, right?
I think you're the original Al.
Oh,
Big Al, you're the original Al.
the original Al.
OGL.
OGL.
I didn't almost say you're original.
Oh,
Original.
Well, glad to be back, fellas.
OGL.
What are we talking about
Welcome
today?
back. Yeah, everybody remembers. What?
What are we talking about today?
We're gonna talk about sports.
Oh.
Before we speak about sports, so I'm going to throughout the episode, I am going to try. I'll probably forget, but I'm going to try to use different words instead of using the same word. Right. So, like what you just saw was or heard, for the fact is that I said talk and then I said speak afterwards instead of saying talk again. Did you notice that, C-Dubs?
I see.
I didn't.
You
But
did.
now I'm writing notes about it.
Would you? Why didn't? Please write some notes.
I'm taking notes.
Okay.
And down.
So Al, since the last time you've been here, things have changed up a little bit. We've upgraded things. Charles has become something of a nuisance, but
Yep.
Really?
what?
I never
Why?
disconnect. So all the time, no matter what Fuzzy's doing, I'm always there being like, hey, that's not how you should, you should turn the light bulb the other way. It's a little loose.
Well,
loose
then,
to tighten
He's
the
one
light
screw to
bulb.
the left.
Actually, in all honesty, that's probably me with him. But besides the fact, we are here. We're FuzzJockRadio, as you guys can tell. We are a sports podcast, not a cartoon podcast or
Knitting.
podcast or fire podcast.
We do some baking.
I like to bake.
Ooh,
A
be
little
careful with
bit.
the baking, though.
I made banana bread the other day,
Yummy.
and then oh man, you should hear my banana bread stories, but I'm not going to tell them because that's for a different podcast.
Indeed.
We like to start the episode off with, what did we do this last week? How you doing? Well, how's it hanging? Or actually, what did you do since the last time we talked to you? You haven't been here since season 4. Is that correct?
I believe so.
OGL?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Season 4.
What have I been up to?
You've been in the studio.
Have I been in the studio? Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
This studio. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's not new to you.
Okay.
Okay. Let me know. What's going on? How you doing?
Let's see. Last week, funny story. I got up in the morning ready to get to work, and couldn't open my sock drawer, and it took like 32 straight hours trying to open that sock drawer. I didn't drink or eat anything.
Wow.
I missed work. I almost got fired.
Wow.
I mean, I used pretty much every tool in the fucking house.
So did
Believe you me, and couldn't get the sock drawer open.
Did you eventually get it open? Because I see you have socks on.
No, I went and bought socks. Oh. Dude, it's still shut, bro.
Whoa. What are you going to do about that? Are you going to get a professional? You should have called the professional socks drawer openers before you even tried to open it, because now when they show up, they're going to be like, somebody tampered with this.
You know, I tried AAA, but first of all, I don't pay them, and they don't do that kind of thing either.
Well, good luck with that sock drawer. Yeah. That's all you've been doing.
That's literally the only thing I've been doing this last week, man. You know?
That keeps you away from people, at least.
Yeah.
So that's good, because that COVID thing is
social distancing.
Still a thing. C-Dubs.
Hi.
How have you been? What have you been doing up this last week? What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good. I had a Thanksgiving and ate the food.
Oh, yeah.
And watched football.
Thanksgiving did happen.
Mm-hmm.
Did you eat a lot?
I didn't get any of your. I ate a pretty good amount, but I didn't get any of your banana bread in the mail. I noticed.
Yeah, I don't think it would mail too easy.
Crumb caca.
I didn't even try though. So there's that.
We'll try next time. We'll find out.
We'll see.
Next Thanksgiving. You have till next Thanksgiving, so you have plenty of time.
I'll just go right out there because
I want to ask you, how are you doing, and how are the lizards doing?
The lizards are fine. If you haven't tuned in, if you didn't know, make sure to listen to last week. Last week it was just C-Dubs and I, just two of us. The first time we've ever had something like that happen. It was atrocious.
Dang.
It was really bad.
Like, how bad was it?
Well, you'll have to tune in to find out.
Okay.
That bad.
Dang.
Not really. Not. I'll take it back. C-Dubs held it up. Especially when I needed to use the restroom at one point. C-Dubs just went through it. And like couldn't even tell that.
You got to listen to your body.
And then at the end of the episode, it was so atrocious that we didn't even get through the whole episode. You know, we have, AEW at the end of the, episodes.
Yeah.
And then we have, Fuzzy Memories. And we talk about what we're going to do the next week. It was so atrocious that...
Let's make this one less atrocious.
Yeah. You remember at the beginning of this episode, I always said I was going to use different words for everything that I say, and now atrocious seems to be the only word I can think of because of that episode. Well, at the end of the episode, a fire broke out in my lizard tank.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. How'd you handle that one?
I was sitting here listening to C-Dubs talk about stuff, and then all of a sudden I started hearing like some sizzling in my headphones, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I turn, and I see all of a sudden just big flame, middle of the tank, just big, like from the bottom floor of the tank to the top of the tank, and like 3 feet wide. It was crazy. And so I jumped up and said, "Oh shit," or something like that to make sure that, like we have the content advisory warning.
Yeah, right.
Ran to the tank, unplugged the plug that was powering the lights and stuff, because how did the fire start? I figured it had to have been something to do with electrical.
Sure.
And then ran to the kitchen, grabbed a thing of water and dumped it on the tank and put out the water. And put the fire out. And
was everyone okay?
All the lizards are fine.
Yes.
I decided not to have an extension cord into the tank and have plugs where water could hit on it, and go on. That's what happened.
Okay.
I was unsafe with the electrical extension cords, but everything's fine. Yeah, everything's fine. So,
you rectified it.
Make sure to listen to last week's episode to hear how that all went down.
How it plays out.
Yeah. So there's that. That happened. No room. Okay, so winners all around. No room for losers in Minnesota. That's what the theme of this week is going to be. Okay.
Are you ready for some football?
Brings us to football. One of the winners in our week's episode this week is the high school football team, Mankato West. They topped
Matamidai.
for the 5A title. So yeah, they all played up at the U.S. Bank Stadium with the Vikings.
Oh man, that
They
would
beat
have
them
been fun.
24-10.
Okay, yep, 24
And
to
then
10.
they also this championship was a culmination of 2 years' work. The Scarlets hadn't lost a game since last season, or didn't lose a game last season either. So actually, it was the season before was the last time they lost a game.
That's
2 years.
That's impressive
Yeah.
because last year was the COVID year, so like all the things were strange then. You know, like they weren't playing as many games, or they didn't know that like a lot less practices. So hopefully it wasn't a fluke for them. But
Doesn't
yeah,
sound like
2 years, 2 years of communication culmination. and Matamidai, their coach, was actually pretty impressed by the West team and said that they were proud of their effort. They didn't have any weaknesses, but I'll tell you what, I couldn't be more proud of the effort that my team put in and what we brought to the table. That's all you can ever ask of anybody, is they gave it all they had. But he also said that to lose, he was happy to lose against a team like Mankato West. And that's big because Matamidai is a big school. Like they're a city school that have a lot of talented players.
Yeah, they do.
And you know the talent pool that we have to draw from here in Mankato, it's a lot smaller, right?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Does West have any other championships?
West has,
I guess I don't know.
I believe they do. I'm on the east side, so I don't really keep track a whole lot.
Sure.
They do. I don't know
should.
when they were, but they have some.
I suppose I should, now that I do like a sports podcast. You know, like that's what people like to tell us, that's what this is. But
They're occasionally right.
We're a crochet podcast.
I don't know. And then another team that's a winning team in Minnesota is the Gophers. They beat the Badgers, the Wisconsin Badgers. That's a big game. That's the one, right?
Huge, guys.
That's the one where they exchanged the big big axe.
Paul Bunyan's axe.
Okay.
Minnesota has lost 17 up until this last Saturday. 17 of 18. One of those wins was PJ Fleck 2 years ago.
Yep.
And
They've had so in 27 years. They've only claimed the axe like 3 times.
I was reading some a Badger blog, Bucky's Fifth Quarter today, and they were talking about how it was just an absolute disgrace to have lost to the Gophers. I think they're about as salty as college football fans come right at this
Oh
minute.
yeah, and then we've even mocked their little celebration.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you know,
Jump around.
Also salty as their fans. They're saying that we're so.
Oh, it burns them though. It burns them.
Okay, to explain to the audience, they don't know what's going on here, is that the Wisconsin fans like to say that, or specifically the Wisconsin football team. What's their name? Badgers. They like to say that they own the song "Jump Around" when they win a game, right? So
they do it. They do it at the end of the third quarter to pump up for the fourth quarter.
Okay, at their home field, they will play jump. The PA will be like, "Yo, listen to this."
Yep.
And then they'll play "Jump Around," and then the whole Badgers Wisconsin field just erupts and people jumping up and down.
Barry Alvarez started that in, I think, like around 2000, like maybe 1999.
In Wisconsin?
Yeah. Yep. Barry Alvarez, their former coach.
In 1999?
Yeah. It's a long-standing tradition for them by now.
Okay.
And for the Gophers to have played Jump Around after rushing the field was just delicious.
Okay.
My God,
so
man.
it is something that I was going to say, how can...
But they don't own it, but they can pretend they do.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so after I saw this thing, that the Gophers are stealing it or whatever, I saw a bunch of other videos of other teams doing this jump around thing.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking, is that going to become the new? It's going to be the next Seven Nation Army. Absolutely. I can see pro basketball arenas doing it.
Dude,
I can see everybody doing it because it's a huge thing when people are in stadiums are going to start being knocked down from the vibrations of everybody jumping around like that. But no,
Seismic activity will be found.
but I look seriously though. I do think that that's going to become a thing.
Yeah. Well, it
Yeah.
will.
Now that the Gophers are taking it, they're going to spread the fun to other teams. Now the Timberwolves are going to probably do it next.
They stole it from the Badgers, and they're going to pass it around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
all the teams who don't have traditions are going to steal it as their next tradition. So that'll be how it works.
Oh man!
I also wanted to say, I do find it funny that sometimes when the Gophers have a big win, they make like a commemorative plaque or photo or something you can always get. I couldn't believe that the commemorative framed photo for them rushing the field for Wisconsin was already being advertised on Facebook that night.
Oh my
seriously?
God!
It was that fast. I don't know if if it was the official one or whatever, but man, it had to for that to get out that quick. I mean,
That's
wow.
funny.
That's the absolute state of Gophers football, though.
But they don't know what else to celebrate.
I know, and it's. Man, they've just been steeped in mediocrity since, 1962. Like, they haven't truly had a good team in 60 years.
Wow.
Then they used to be a blue blood, man.
Speaking of which, is the Gophers in the NCAA? Are these NCAA games? I don't like.
Yeah.
Big Ten.
Yeah,
Big Ten. By the way, Big Ten championship, Iowa, Michigan. My guys, the Iowa Hawkeyes, snuck into that thing with Minnesota's help, beating the Badgers.
Yeah.
Yep. The Badgers and the Hawkeyes were tied for number 1 in the West at 6-2.
Okay.
Iowa launched a comeback win against Nebraska to go to 7-2, and if Wisconsin went to 7-2 as well, Wisconsin would represent the West in the Big Ten championship. But they didn't. They got beat by Minnesota, and so now my Hawkeyes are going to the goddamn Big Ten championship, dude.
That's dope.
Hell yeah.
First time since 2015. I am so goddamn jacked. And I'm playing D&D that night at a friend's place. I agreed to this months ago. My Super Bowl is happening, and I'm gonna be playing Wizards and Warriors.
Oh.
I love it. You should mix it in.
Speaking of Nebraska, what's the tragic and terrifying story in the 21st century?
Oh, do you want to hear something that'll curl your toenails?
Absolutely.
I'm already curling them.
All right. Oh, interesting. You care to show me? No. Okay. Never mind. We'll just tell the story. All right.
I don't know what's going on here.
It starts on a dark and stormy night. In 1972, in fact, a man called Tom Osborne, I believe it was 1972, becomes the offensive coordinator for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. And he does that for a long time until in the late 70s, he's promoted to head coach. And this guy goes on an absolute tear, Tom Osborne. From the mid 70s until he retired in 1999. He has, I think, 3 national championships, either that or 2 and one that is unclaimed in 1981. And so this guy was really good. And one of the reasons that he was really good was because he was light years ahead of anybody else in college football and the NFL, really, in strength and conditioning. Nebraska absolutely brought football into its modern era in that way with strength and conditioning in the 90s. And not only that, but a lot of steroids. So anyway, they go on an absolute tear. And Tom Osborne retires in 1998, and he has his hand-picked successor. That's Frank Solich. And Frank Solich continues Nebraska's dominance through the 90s into the 2000s. He takes them to a national championship in 2001, but then he fucked up. he had a 9-win season, and that was no good for Nebraska. And so they fired his ass from a 9-win season. And their athletic director said, we do not want Nebraska to slip into mediocrity.
Wow.
What?
Wow. Wow.
So hang on. This is the first time they shot themselves in the foot. So they fire him and they hire Bill Callahan, Oakland Raiders coach. Just took the Raiders to Super Bowls with Rich Gannon. So they hire Bill Callahan because they think that Frank Solich, he doesn't understand football well enough. This guy that took the Nebraska Cornhuskers to a national championship 2 years ago doesn't understand football well enough. So we're bringing this NFL guy in. NFL guy goes 500, 3 straight years, and they fire his ass. Apparently he didn't know what recruiting was. So they accidentally redeem themselves a little bit after that. They hire a former assistant coach under Tom Osborne, and at the time current linebackers coach for the Green Bay Packers, Bo Pelini. Bo Pelini gets them back to 9 wins a season like clockwork. And he does that for like 7 or 8 years. And then they get tired of that. And he was also a meanie. He was an absolute he was super duper mean to the athletic director, guys. And so they they fire his ass after like 7-8 years of sustained success, shooting themselves in the foot a second time. And the game after, or the game right before he was fired, was a game against Iowa. And they came back and won against Iowa, but he was fired because he didn't blow Iowa out. And the athletic director, after that game, was asked about the firing of Bo Pelini, and he said he had to look at where Iowa was as a program to see whether or not to give that win any value. From that point, Iowa has rattled off 7 consecutive wins against Nebraska. They gave them the bulletin board material of bulletin board material, and then fired a successful coach. So they hire Mike Riley, and Bo Pelini was a meanie. Mike Riley was a nice guy, and he gets them to 600 again for 3 years. But then their guy, the quarterback for their last national championship run, Scott Frost, is the coach at UCF, and he takes them 13-0.
Oh, wow.
With Mackenzie Milton, of course, which is the real reason why it happened. But he takes them 13-0, and he claims a goddamned national championship for UCF. And he's possibly the only person left that considers Nebraska a destination. And he is the hottest Power 5 coach at the moment. And so they hire his ass. And he's been a complete used car salesman. He has the worst record over the course of his 4 years for Nebraska since 1957. We're witnessing something incredibly rare right now, guys. Something that doesn't happen. We're witnessing the death of a blue blood. They are recruiting the 80th ranked class coming into the season. Last year was 22nd ranked.
Wow.
They are dying.
That much.
Yes.
Wow.
They are dying, my friends, because they would not stop shooting themselves in the foot.
Wow.
Oh, the humanity.
Well, that's good for you though, because you're the Iowa fan.
Yeah.
So
7 straight wins.
That's wonderful.
They used to say at the beginning of this decade, they used to say, "Oh, what a joke that Iowa is considered our rival. It's no rivalry whatsoever." And by now,
you guys, fuck you.
Yeah, let's win a game.
Speaking of some NFL names, there, some NFL coaches have. This isn't COVID podcast, but we should mention it when it's affecting some sports. The Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy tested positive for COVID-19. He'll miss Cowboys Thursday night game against the Saints. And their report says there may be up to 8 positive cases with the Cowboys organization. And this is coming right after their Thanksgiving game. So there's that. The Cowboys are hoping to have wide receiver Amari Cooper back for his stint on the COVID-19 reserve. How many people are going? Like,
They're Texas.
oh yeah, they don't care.
I mean, it's Texas.
They don't care. A lot of people don't care. Just to remind everybody, there is this thing called COVID and a pandemic still going on. So if you forgot, please, even if you're vaccinated, even if you're not vaccinated, go fucking get vaccinated. If you're not if your health, whatever, get vaccinated. If you're vaccinated, and if you're not vaccinated and you go out and about and hang out in like grocery stores and stuff, put a mask on. Why not? This shit's fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Nice.
Wash your hands.
It'd be nice.
Put a mask on. 6 feet, whatever. You guys don't care.
Baseball is fun again in Minnesota.
Actually, baseball isn't fun again in Minnesota. I don't know if you guys know, but Minnesota baseball is not being played in Minnesota currently. But a lot of money is going to be talked about in baseball right now.
Somebody earned
money. Yeah. So a lot of contracts are starting to be signed, and all of us did not suspect the Polaz to be one of those check signers.
Not at all.
But they did. They actually signed a check over to Brian Buxton. They agreed on a new contract Sunday for a $100 million contract extension. Comes with a full no-trade clause and a lucrative set of bonuses.
So his bonuses are like however many plate appearances per year. And like that gives him incentive not to be injured.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Because he did not play a whole lot of games last year. Because he got injured. He's somebody that likes to jump into the wall when he's catching the baseball, and and then his body crumbles when he hits that wall.
Dude, when he was playing, he was on an incredible run for a month there.
7 years though. We got Buxton for 7 years. That's awesome. And just stay healthy, get those plate appearances so you can get those bonuses, and that's a big thing. Good job, Polads.
Yeah.
Actually putting money into your team. Because they've always been known to just not really pony up and just
I can name 4 times
Mauer.
That I can Mauer.
Yep.
This.
Yep.
Puckett.
Okay.
Donaldson
was a big one, and so like
keeping
Donaldson
Santana
was like
for a while.
$92 million. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
I think it was something like that.
And that was recently too.
Yeah, so I mean this is nice of them to do because they don't do this often. So I'm gonna praise them when they do stuff like this. Rare as it is.
Actually, put money in their organization because they're known for just we got a baseball team that makes us money every year. Like why put extra money into it if it's right now making us money?
People are always going to buy the hats.
Yeah, they will. They'll always buy the seats.
Until nobody remembers the World Series we won in the late 80s and 90s.
Well, that's good. Yep. That's pretty far away now. That's getting pretty far away.
It is. I had so much hope in 2019, guys. That was so much fun to watch that season.
Well, let's see we'll see what Buxton does here. More money news. Oh, where did that soundbite go? God, that was perfect. More money news. This is something to deal with your guys. Corey Seager is now a Texas Ranger. for 10 years for $325 million. And
Yes.
we're saying $100 million for 7 years is a lot. Holy fuck!
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
He got paid, and he deserves it. He's really good. But this is
300
comes to the same thing. He's also injury prone, so it's the same type of risk. But man, that's a lot more money.
That's like Mahomes.
Well, I suppose he's
Mahomes is
not
like
getting the
500.
Yeah.
Mahomes is 500. That's a
10-year
lot.
500. I think
Okay.
I think the whole terms of that deal are just arbitrary. They're like, stay here, guy.
Yeah.
More money news
then-
in baseball. Oh, were you gonna say something about Seager again?
Yeah. So with the Seager thing, the Texas Rangers also got another player, Marcus Semien, and together with their contracts, just the two players, it's $500 million.
What?
They spent in
Holy
today.
shit.
They signed contracts to $500 million in two players.
Wow. Texas
And
Rangers.
here's
look
another
at you
weird
guys.
part. Ready for another weird part? What positions do you think they play? You know, one plays shortstop. So what does the
Yeah.
other one play?
Second base.
Shortstop.
What?
So one of them is going to get forced to play second or third, but they did it. They got $500 million
Of
invested in two
shortstops?
shortstops.
Good one, Rangers.
Well, what if Seager
is
gets
doing?
gets hurt?
Yeah,
They
that's
know
fair.
that Seager's injury prone, and if he gets
Okay.
hurt, then they got their awesome shortstop to back him up. And at the same time, second base with the shift, third base and second base aren't that much different than shortstop. You're already
That's
making
true.
those different moves.
Yeah.
I mean, third base is a lot, supposedly because you got the baseline right there. But second base and third base or shortstop, I can see be very interchangeable with the shift nowadays.
Well, they did make. I mean, like the Dodgers last year had two shortstops,
Not to
and they made
poo-poo on you.
Trey Turner play second. So
Not to poo-poo on you for making fun of the Rangers, but that's what.
no, it's funny.
Yeah, dude.
That's what
Like,
I'm saying.
depending on the shift, like sometimes you'll have the shortstop halfway between third and second, and the second baseman halfway between
Yeah.
first and second.
Sometimes
Yeah.
in the outfield. More money news in baseball. The Mets have finalized a 3-year, $130 million deal with right-hander Max Scherzer. Where's Max from?
He was playing for the Dodgers as of last year.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
There's another one.
Scherzer turned 37 this season. Was traded to the Dodgers by the Nationals at the end of July. He started 19 games with Washington and 11 games with Los Angeles Dodgers, and totaling one complete game. 236 strikeouts, 36 walks, and an ERA of 2.46 over 179 and a third innings. His ERA with the Dodgers was 1.98. Wow, that's low. But now he is going to be a Met for $130 million for 3 years.
Did you say 1.98?
Yeah, I did.
I also saw his, I think, 3,000th strikeout while he was there, so that was nice at least. But
Nice.
Jeff Passan put up an estimated current opening day payrolls for baseball. Right, the Seattle Mariners, $57 million
for their whole team.
for the whole.
So for their whole team.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go through these numbers. Seattle Mariners for their whole team payroll is $57 million. Guardians $46.7 million. Scherzer, and then Scherzer alone is being paid $43.3 million. Pittsburgh Pirates $40.2 million, and Baltimore Orioles $37 million. So you're saying that Max Scherzer is being paid more than the payroll of a full team.
Two full teams.
Two full teams.
Two entire teams are getting paid, have less payrolls than his 1 year salary.
And one of them significantly less.
How does that work, and how does that not seem like a problem in baseball?
It seems like there's so much money at the top, man, and they just are playing with it fast and furious.
I mean, We've talked about it. Let's go ahead.
Well, the big risk is some people do think this is out of control and want to put a cap on the league.
Well, we've always talked about how we're against caps, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
This program, you do not wear a cap into the house. Make sure to take it off.
Yes.
Because it respects the builder of the house. You've heard of that before, right?
No.
My father, when we went into a government building one time, told me to take my baseball cap off.
Yeah.
And I asked, why, Father? And he's like, well, little fuzzy, the reason why you take a cap off when you go into a building is to respect the person that built the architect. You respect the architect.
Really?
By taking your cap off when you enter a building. Yep. And now
Interesting.
you know.
The more you know.
Yeah. So that's no caps in baseball, or any other sport, because the way we look at it is that there is so much money in sports that and for the sports to happen, it has to happen by the players. And if they put a cap on the players being as much as they can be make, where does the rest of that money go? To the ownership, to the advertisers, to not the players that are allowing the game to happen.
And they're making like the amount that their payroll is, they make more than that in ticket sales in not even half the season for their entire payroll in ticket sale profits. So that alone is not even a thing.
It's not a thing. And where does that money go if they don't pay the players? The owners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a compelling argument, y'all.
And that's the way we look at. I mean, it does make it more competitive.
The counter argument of a salary cap is it creates parity, and so you don't have a situation where the cheapskates are being absolutely like putting out a worthless product.
But so what's it done for New York?
It's turned them into the Death Star.
But they can't win anything. I mean, they can't win anything, and they have the highest payrolls in all the sports and all the time. And what do they win? Nothing.
I was just gonna say, if you put a cap on players' salaries, you should just put a cap on how much the owners can make. And
then do that if you want to do it.
They only can make up to so much, and then the rest of it's donated to different causes.
Yeah.
Or we should do the municipality thing where each municipality has their own resource, which is a baseball team.
Well, or get into the whole like what we were talking with turf the other day. It's like that the base. We should be able to all view baseball together. And for free.
Yeah.
Is something that's being put out there into the universe. So once it's in the universe, as a consumer, we should be able to view that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're using my data. They're using my data for, they're taking my data and making money off of my data already. So give me something for it, fuckers.
Just baseball. We just want baseball.
More baseball.
Harmon Killebrew used to send some baseballs out into the universe.
Oh Jesus! More baseball news, and this one is not a money issue. Major League Baseball expanded playoff proposal. They're looking at expanding the playoffs after the success of having the person on second base during overtimes or extra innings in baseball. After the success of changing those rules around, they're looking at changing more. How do you feel about that, Al?
Oh God!
Is it going to be baseball anymore?
I don't know, man. I'm split on the whole second base in
you heard me though.
Innings.
You heard me.
Yeah.
It's a success.
Yep.
Failure.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of ridiculous ends to games that way. It does speed stuff up. I get it. And baseball could use some trimming. As a televised product, it can absolutely haul like 3.5 hours at least. 4 hours.
That's a lot of advertising.
Yeah.
That's a lot of revenue from the advertisers.
Indeed. I think
They have 162 games times 4 hours each.
Yeah, right. And sometimes
seriously.
longer.
And that's just the regular season.
They don't really
times
go
30.
Yeah, they don't really go shorter than 4 hours. In fact,
Or I guess it'd be
So the playoff proposal is the format would call for 14 teams, 7 from each league to make the playoffs, 4 more than currently play in the postseason. The 3 division winners in each league would be joined by 4 wildcard teams to make up the playoff field. And this is how it would work. The team with the best record in each league would get a bye into the best of 5 division series. The remaining 2 division winners would get to pick their wild card opponent from the bottom 3 wild card teams. The division winner with the second best record would pick first. Then the number 3 seed in the league would pick its opponent from the final 2 wild card teams. The wild card team with the best record would play the wild card team that wasn't picked by a division winner. Once matchups are set, the higher seeded team would host all 3 games in a best of 3 wild card round. Winners in the wild card round would advance to the division series, and the playoffs would continue as they would have in the past.
So the division winner
So
gets to pick a
convoluted.
team. They get to pick the team. Is
Yeah.
that
So
There's like a draft. You get to draft your opponent.
weird?
one
Is there
can,
precedent for that in professional sport?
I don't know. There might be a sport where they let you pick an opponent.
how does KBO do it? Their playoffs. Their playoffs.
KBO. So
different.
KBO's is like the highest seed goes to the championship game, and then everyone else is fighting to be their opponent.
Because one of the
And then the better you are, the farther off into the thing you just go. You just instantly are put there.
one of the
Kind of like how baseball used to be,
Hmm.
like pennants. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm not sure.
Because American League and National League, it was just the team with the best record out of both of those.
Oh, yeah.
Just automatically go to the World Series, and there's
Yes.
no playoff at all.
Okay.
Yes. It's that.
Well, one of the concerns is that the time off for the top seeds while the wild card round proceeds, hence teams hosting all 3 wild card games in consecutive days would, be playing a lot more than the ones that are waiting to be played. It's so I don't get it. I don't know.
I don't think it's a good idea.
It doesn't sound like baseball to me.
No.
More baseball news. I can't believe all this baseball news that we have going on, C-Dubs.
Well, we might run out of it soon.
I mean, we have a blackout coming up.
December
That sounds
1st,
fun.
right?
That sounds fun. This is when you save a bunch of money on baseball attire, right? Like
No.
baseball products. This is
No.
when you save your money because it's like it was like Cyber Monday, and it was Black Friday, and now it's blackout baseball day, right?
No, that's lockout.
Well, it says blackout.
Lockout.
Oh, it says lockout. Oh, it does say lockout. B, the B in Major League Baseball and lock are so close together that it looks like a blackout,
It does.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
You're not
The
crazy.
Lord
It does
works
look
in
like-
mysterious ways, guys.
a lockout. What does that mean?
So at 11:59 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, December 1st.
Well, we were talking
The
about this
current-
already, right? Last
Huh?
week we talked about this last week.
Yeah, well, this is like in 2 days.
This is in 2 days. Oh, depending on when you listen to the podcast, maybe
Yeah.
maybe you're
Now it
waking up on December 1st, turning on the podcast and hearing that we are currently locked out of baseball.
Yeah, so they don't have an agreement, and
Yet?
it sounds like they're not close.
Really?
Yeah,
This is
it's pretty scary that this could happen. That will affect my job.
yeah. You'd work for the Dodgers, so you wouldn't
Yeah.
have any hats to sell. More likely that we'll endure a work stoppage in baseball for the first time since the players' strike. Yeah, that happened in 94, 95, right? Because the Twins weren't winning the World Series. So what are they? What's the inside scoop, C-Dubs? You work for the Dodgers, and I'm gonna bring up some controversial questions.
That's interesting.
Are you able to speak about this if you know things? Wink if you can. If you can't, then tell us.
Okay, so I can't. So I'm going to tell you that I have a meeting to find out what will happen.
A meeting tomorrow?
Oh, shit.
To find out what will happen if this does not get agreed upon.
What are they trying to agree upon?
Part of it sounds like it's arguments over a cap.
Really?
Could be.
Oh, wow.
Part of the proposal to get over things is to do the new playoff format. That's like one of the pitches is part of the new proposal is to do the playoffs this way. And they're trying, I don't know who came up with it and who's trying to appease who with it, but
it sounds like a preposterous idea.
Well, they could, the thing is if they really, really, really want to have more playoffs, they need to take less regular season, like cut off a few games and start playoffs earlier. Because you can't have, baseball cannot go into late November.
No.
It can't. It cannot. So,
yeah,
suck it up and stop playing 162 games. Play 145.
Yeah, man, 162 games.
They already played that. Times there's 30 teams.
I can't imagine trying to keep focused as a baseball player for that amount of a gruel. That's a grueling grind.
If you really think about it, there's only 4 months of off season.
Yeah.
A year. 4 months that they're not working. Like that, because they're nonstop every day other than those 4 months. And those 4 months they have to be working out anyway and keeping up with their, fine tuning their game. So really they're never done.
Yeah.
There is no off season for them.
And a lot of people would like to say that, well, it's just baseball. It's not like they're really working out that hard. It's like, fuck you. It's a strenuous game. Like,
well, I think it's mentally strenuous too. It's highly technical. You have to know exactly what you're doing in every situation and scenario.
Absolutely. You're running, you're jumping, you're scoring points.
Are you getting on top of a pitch? Are you getting under a pitch? Are you what field are you trying to hit it to? Like there's little things that are going on that you don't even think about in every single play.
And maintaining the focus to do that over such a haul seems
focused too. Yeah. So
I got a lot of respect for people who do
it's
that.
not sounding good though. It's they're probably gonna have a lockout.
Wow.
Damn.
That's something. Yep. Not since 1994.
FuzzJockRadio. Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it. Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it. Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it.
In WNBA news,
Radio.
The Lynx Coyer put out an announcement that she is very excited to start a family with her fiance Alex. She's having a child. She says that having a child is a truly beautiful journey, and I am grateful to have the support of our families, friends, and the Lynx as I begin this special chapter of motherhood. So congratulations, Coyer, for deciding to start a family.
Good for her.
Yeah. The all-time, two-time All-Star and 2019 Rookie of the Year recorded an average of 16.2 points, 6.6 rebounds, 1.3 steals, and 1.3 blocks for a league high 34.6 minutes per game in 29 contests with the Lynx this season. So that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's about it.
Update.
It's not just a Carl Anthony Towns update. The cat. It's also a Timberwolves update. It's like that's our. Just so you know, even though it's a cat roar, it's not a Timberwolf roar. Timberwolf roar. It's a cat.
Got it.
It is a Timberwolf update. We're in the NBA now. Is what I'm trying to say.
T-Wolves, baby.
The T-Wolves are still doing awesome. In their last 5 games. Yeah, winners. Winners all around.
What's their record
now? Their record now, after the last 5 games at least, Charles, look it up. What's their record?
The record? Yep, looking it up.
But their last 5 games, they won or they lost 1.
Yeah.
Because they won tonight.
Are they over 500? Because
they got to be over 500.
They started. The season so bad.
What are they at?
They're over 500. They're at 11 and 10.
11 and 10 now. That's awesome. Tonight's game was a nail biter. It went right down to the wire, but we won. Just like the game on Saturday. Some people might call it the Timberwolves' best game ever.
What?
It went into 2 overtimes. 2 overtimes.
2 overtimes.
Against the 76ers. And they won 121-120. So if you can find footage of that game, you should. D'Angelo Russell just killed it. 35 points.
Wow.
In the last the last half of the game, he made all of his points basically. But yeah, the team's been doing great. They're over 500 now, like I said. The reason why they're doing well is that Cat, Anthony, and Russell are all averaging right around to almost all over 20 points. Carl's at 23 points. Edwards is at 22 points. Russell's at 19 points per game. And then to help with that too is that their rebounding is on par. Carl's averaging 9 rebounds a game. Vanderbilt's averaging 7.7 rebounds a game. So they're doing very well.
Fabtabulous.
It's a lot of fun.
That's good to see. I'll have to check out that 76ers game.
Yeah, you absolutely should.
We all know what that sound means, or what this jingle is. It's time for the
Buzz Question of the Week.
This is when I ask a question of our Hess, and they answer it with their opinion or why they, and then they explain why that's their answer, and we don't explain to the audience why they're actually wrong. We just move on. Okay. This week's question of the week is, I don't have one.
What?
I don't.
No.
I got one for you.
What's your you want to do the question of the week?
Yeah, I want to do the question of the week.
Okay, what's your question of the week? Okay, hold on.
We all know what that sound means, or what this jingle is. It's time for the
Buzz Question of the Week.
So this is when C-Dubs asks the Hess a question, and then we answer it. And then we explain why our answer is the absolute best and correct answer. And then C-Dubs doesn't ask and have a conversation of why our answer is incorrect or correct. We just move on. So C-Dubs, question of the week time.
All right.
C-Dubs question of the week. Dubs question of the week.
So what do you think the likelihood of the Wolves going to the playoffs is? And why do you think that? Fuzzy?
Just the playoffs?
Just going to the playoffs.
Probably. Like, am I giving like a percentage, or am I giving a yes or no answer, or like how is this framed? I don't understand.
Can be a percentage. It can also just be a yes or no.
Yes.
If you think they can or can't. You think they can?
Yes, and the reason why is because of Coach Finch.
Okay.
The bird is the word.
Al?
They've been playing great lately, blowing some teams out. I'd say it depends. Yes, I think so.
Okay. Why? Because of what you said previous to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. They seem like if they're good enough to win games in the NBA, then they can go to the playoffs probably.
Good.
Okay. That was the
question of the week.
There we go.
What is slashing?
Slashing is like that, you know?
I'm really sorry I didn't have a question, but Dubs, you did a really good job there. I thought you did a good job. The Wild also are winners, just like the Timberwolves and just like the Mankato West
Gophers,
and then the Gophers,
Iowa.
The Wild are a winning team. They've won their last 3 games out of 4, so that's good. And I wonder. Wink, Charles. Look up the record of the Wild. I bet you that they're over 500 as well.
They're way over 500.
What is their record, C-Dubs?
They are 14-6-1 with 29 points.
14-6-1.
Dang.
Oh yeah, it's right here. 29 points last week. No, the week before we were schooled on what points mean. Do you know what points mean there, Al?
I realize that it has to do with the standings.
Well, it means something to do. It's like the players make points, and it's really complicated. If you want to find out,
is it like goals and like what is it?
You'll have to listen to the episode.
Okay.
But the Wild do have the most points at 29, St. Louis at 25, and we just beat St. Louis, and that was a really good game.
Open wide for some soccer!
Soccer time.
Soccer time?
Yeah.
Whoa.
The 2021 Cup playoffs. That's hard to say. The Audi 2021.
Audi.
You have to say Audi.
Yep.
Audi 2021 Cup playoffs. The MLS Audi 2021 Cup playoffs. The MLS A 2021 CP. Right? And then they have a logo. The MLS has their own logo. And then they have a logo that looks like the Olympic rings. Is that the Audi logo? Is that the Audi logo? Now that I just figured that out. And then they have a line under playoffs. So that's the logo for the playoffs itself is the line. Audi has its own logo, and then the MLS has their own logo. Am I depicting the logo correctly?
I think people are painting a nice mind picture of it.
It's black and white. That's
black and white. That's important.
Yes.
We are now Portland versus Rhode Island, and then Pittsburgh is still waiting for the New York Giants versus the England Patriots game. Am I depicting that correctly?
Pretty much.
Okay. So
if you want to watch some soccer, go to FS1 tomorrow.
We're not sponsored by FS1, by the way. I just want to let everybody know. However, so you're like, you haven't heard any advertisements, Fuzz. Like, what's going on with that? Is what you're thinking, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, it's because I fucking hate advertisements, and I hate things, like interrupting my enjoyment of some media at some point. Like I'm watching like Spider-Man or something, and all of a sudden, there's.
You gotta buy Clorox now.
And I'm not. And we're not sponsored by fucking Spider-Man either. We're not sponsored. Why is somebody fucking messaging me right now? I can't see it. Stop messaging me.
It's not me.
I know it's not you. However, so yeah, we don't make money. Like this is
amazing.
This is not a bit.
Now it will be.
I'm gonna tell this person to stop.
We are not
busy, you guys.
sponsored by anything
we're
except
not-
for our own website.
As
By
soon
our
as
own
you
stuff.
said you're not sponsored by FS1 got on the horn and was like, hey, come on.
Come on, here's a bag. Here's a
And
couple of money.
if it is them, I'd say no, please, no. And then they'd say, well, cease and desist to saying our names. I bet. No, you can if you like what you're hearing. Go to FuzzTalkShop.com and buy some merch, and that's how I try to fund this whole FuzzJockRadio and the FuzzTalkRadio stuff is by selling merchandise of my product instead of like hawking other people's advertising. Mm-hmm. Was that hard? Did it have to be that hard?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
Well, let's do some cowboy shit, somebody. What do you say?
I'm not mad, guys. I just want to make sure that you both know, like everything's fine. Oh boy. Okay, we can do this. We can finish up the episode. It's fine.
We got this.
And it's not like one of those fines when somebody's like it's fine and they actually aren't saying that it's fine and they're like actually pissed off. I'll tell you. I'll tell you if I'm mad.
I believe
and,
you.
And it's not one of those things where it's like I seem really mad and I say that I'm not mad and I'll tell you when I am actually mad and when it's like whoa well like if he's really actually this mad right now if he's not then how bad is he going to actually be when he's actually mad? It's not like that either.
Wait a second, bro. Like, are you mad or what?
No. No. I'm telling you.
Oh.
We're getting to the end of the show. This has been a fun time. And let's just keep going, okay? Like, I forgot about what just happened. So,
all right.
I'm telling you, just, forgive and forget. Okay, Al?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Everything okay over there? Okay.
I think so.
Jim Ross, he is going to miss some time from the announcing table at the AEW for his skin cancer treatments. Sounds like I'll just quote it. Due to my skin cancer care totaling 22 radiation treatments starting Monday, I will hopefully return to the announce desk on December 29th in Jacksonville. So good luck to him with all that going on. It's not
Kick its butt.
fun. Yeah. Cancer sucks. Fuck cancer. So yeah, he'll be gone, sorely missed as a voice of AEW for a while, but he'll be fine. The Young Bucks confirmed that they're unable to compete due to injuries. So just like Kenny Omega, they're kayfabing the shit out of things and saying, "Yo, we're hurt. We just lost our championships. We're not gonna fight anymore."
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
They're really hurt.
No. Yeah. They've been wrestling quite a bit since they've been. Since they started AEW, so it's time for them to take
every pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's time for them to take a break and heal up and be like Wolverine or Deadpool or whatever comic book character that you like that regenerates their body tissues.
Is that how that works in the ABW?
Yeah, it works in real life.
What?
Aren't you?
I can't do that.
Have you ever gotten injured?
I do.
All the time.
Remember that one time I cracked my rib and just healed back up?
Dang.
Remember that, C-Dubs?
Yeah, I do. That was from fighting you.
So since Kenny is hurt, he had to relinquish the AAA Mega Championship belt.
And the Lucha Libre AAA Mega Championship was supposed to just be a one-on-one with Kenny Omega, but now they've decided to turn it into I think it's a 5-man match or something. But he was the longest reigning AAA mega champion of all time, 765 days.
765 days he held on to that title.
Yeah.
Just so he could be the belt collector, which is just amazing. So this guy, arguably the best wrestler in history of wrestling.
Right.
Right?
Called the best bout machine.
Called the best bout machine. The Terminator, if you will, right? He's been wrestling for a lot of independent wrestling organizations. Never went to WWE because he did not like racist Vince McMahon and their whole product and how they treated their wrestlers and stuff. He decided just skip that and just do the indie stuff. So he's been out in Japan a lot and wrestled just amazing matches, right? And he helped create the AEW. 3 years ago, AEW came onto the scene, and over these 3 years, his storyline ended up being him collecting belts. How many days are
really?
How many days is three years? Charles, look it up.
I'm looking it up.
3 years, 365 days in a year times 2 is like about
1,095 days.
So 1,095 days. Subtract. 700 and how many? 765. So we're just gonna say that AEW has been around for 3 years right now, right?
Yeah.
What was the subtract? What?
765.
330.
330. So about a year since he started up AEW.
Yeah.
He's had another promotion's belt.
Really?
Right?
Yeah.
It's because the
promotion in Mexico, like the number one promotion in Mexico, he was their champion.
Their number one. And you know that Mexico has really awesome lucha, like libre fucking wrestlers. Like Mexico, out of any country, is known the most for their wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Like when you think of wrestling and you go past the WWE, when you think wrestling, you think of what country has the best wrestlers, you'd think Mexico, right?
For sure.
He's had their title belt.
How long?
3
years?
For 765 days.
Sheesh.
So he created AEW 3 years ago.
Okay.
And then, so what they did, instead of, just wrestling AEW wrestlers, they opened up the forbidden door and allowed their wrestlers to go to other promotions and wrestle, and other promotions wrestlers to come to AEW and wrestle, right?
Yeah.
So he went off, won theirs after a year of AEW existing. And then he started going to other promotions and winning their belts while still holding on to other belts.
Damn,
he went to Impact and won their championship.
He went to Impact and got their championship. Sorry, you're not talking in the mic.
Sorry. And then he defended it even.
And then he also defended it and still held on to it. And then he also won the AEW championship. And then with the Impact, he also had the TNA championship.
Yeah.
So at one point, like the total amount of championships, he had 4 championships. And there was one other wrestler that did that, and it was Ultimo Dragon.
I think that sounds right.
Way back in the day. But yeah, he had 4, and then in his crew, the Young Bucks also had the tag team championship from AEW.
Yeah.
And then they're also in their crew, their buddies from Impact. The Good Brothers had the Impact Tag Championship. So in their crew, they're all walking around with all these belts.
8 belts.
Dang.
And
Dang.
And we just got to the end of that story where he started losing the belts.
Yeah.
He lost the belt to in Minneapolis to Hangman Adam Page.
Yep.
The Cowboy and
Anxious Millennial Cowboy.
And then unfortunately after that match, his body was just done. So instead of having his last match with AAA, he had to just give it up. But However, during this range of collecting these belts, everybody that he wrestled to defend those belts or get them or what have you, he's so good that he gave each wrestler their best match ever.
Really?
Because he's so good that he's able to carry, like, first he's going to wrestle the best wrestler, of the companies, right?
Yeah.
So those wrestlers are already really good.
Yeah.
So then on top of that, adding his skills to pick up any misstep or anything, or being able to do the high spots or bigger spots because they're both so good. He gave people their best match ever.
Damn.
Yeah, it was just
that sounds fascinating.
It was amazing to watch.
Really cool.
765 days of that.
Wow.
Because that was the first belt that he won. Is that correct?
Yeah, he won that, and then he won the AEW championship, and then he won the TNA and Impact championship.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Triple Mania Rega?
Good question. It's like Regia?
Bobby Fish and others to be in a AAA. Is this for the title, right?
Yes.
So they're a multi-man match for a vacant mega championship at Triple Mania. So there's going to be a lot of people fighting for those belts. Top 4 matches from Triple Mania will be available live on Fight TV, not sponsored.
They will have also, so 2 of the people in the 5-person match for the Triple Mania belt are AEW wrestlers. So there's a chance it could stay in the company. Bobby Fish and Jay Lethal are going to fight for the AAA Mega Championship.
Well, and then FTR is also in AEW too. So
along with the Lucha Bros.
Yeah.
Yep. So a lot of AEW going to be represented there.
Wow. Good luck. What's going on? What's going on with the Mexican promotion, man? Are they just trying to get people to? I don't understand.
I think they're trying to find their best opponents, and these are good opponents.
Yeah. I mean, WWE isn't going to allow their wrestlers to fight them, so.
Well, to even make another interesting thing about this, just so you know, Al, right now the Lucha Libre Tag Championship is on a team that doesn't do flips or high spots.
Really?
An American team whose traditional wrestling style is the Lucha Libre champions as heels, because they're fighting against the babyface big favorites, the Lucha Bros in AAA, because they're AAA wrestlers. So I just find that fascinating that, again, they used American or not Mexican wrestlers to create heat to make their franchise better. I think that's smart.
Yeah,
really smart.
And they're not. Yeah, they're not jumping off the ropes. They're just staying in the ring, like doing actual wrestling moves. It's
dang.
I almost said the word, but I stopped myself. I'm trying nowadays not to say crazy or insane to explain something or to put a
I see.
There's a lot of people that use those 2 words. There's a lot of people that are offended by those 2 words. And there's a lot of different words that we can use than those 2 words, like wild or whatever, obnoxious. That's just obnoxious.
Flabbergasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Good luck, Triple Mania. And
I got to look up some Kenny Omega. Sorry.
Yes, you do. You absolutely do.
We'll show you some right after the show.
Okay.
We have Fuzzy Memory Trivia is upon us because we're at the end of the episode. C-dubs. Okay, so this is when I ask the Hess a question, and then they answer the question, and there's only one answer. It's not what they think it is, but it could be. It could be, if it's the correct answer, they get a point. If they don't get the answer correct, they get 0 points. Currently, after 12 episodes, we are C-dubs has 2. And the other Hest has 0. So you got a lot of catching up to do.
You're right. You can make it up.
OG Al.
Alrighty.
OGL. Who defeated the Cowboys 16-8 in their opening game for the 2018 NFL season?
Washington volleyball team.
Incorrect. C-Dubs.
The Eagles.
Incorrect. Carolina Panthers.
No.
C-Dubs. Who won golf's 2018 Guinness Open?
Roy Mickelson.
Is that Genesis? Or is that Guinness?
Yeah, Genesis of like a vehicle.
Genesis vehicle? Like a Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it should
But
be.
of golf.
What was your answer?
I forgot.
Phil Mickelson.
Is that your
Sure,
answer?
Phil Mickelson.
Is that your answer? What's your answer there, OGL?
Oh, no.
Okay, Bubba Watson.
What?
Oh.
Bubba Watson.
Of course.
OGL. Quarterback Doug Williams played in which Super Bowl?
The next one.
Incorrect. C-Dubs.
1984.
22.
No.
Are you guys even trying anymore?
Yes.
Dude, I'm trying on all of these.
C-Dubs. What 80s sitcom did Jim Harbaugh appear in? We already asked that one.
Who's this one? It's a Cheers?
Incorrect.
No, I remember this one. Damn it.
Coach.
Incorrect. Saved
That's
by
what-
the Bell.
There was guessed that last time too.
OGL, how many games did the 2018 World Series last?
8. Shit.
Incorrect.
No.
5.
What? Why didn't I get to pick?
Well, because I'm the host. And that was Fuzzy Memory Trivia. We're ending on a controversial note.
Ooh, controversy. That's interesting.
Yeah. Tune in next week to find out what the controversy is. That brings us to the end of the episode. My name is Fuzzy. We had C-Dubs here. We have Al here.
Bye.
No. Just kidding. What do you got going on the rest of this week, Al? Until the next time we see you. Actually, at the same time, it was great to have you back.
Yeah, dude.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, brother. I like doing this show.
Yeah, thanks.
We love having you on.
Thanks, dude.
What do you got going on?
Working kids, man. Working kids.
That's
D&D and a football game. You got
D&D
plenty
and
going on.
sneaking a peek at my phone every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Good. C-Dubs?
I'm gonna get to the bottom of this lockout.
Will you let us know?
Investigative reporting. Yeah.
By next week, you have a report due.
Okay, I'm ready. Fuzzy, what are you gonna do this week?
If I go out and then go back indoors, and I'm around a bunch of people, I'm going to be wearing my mask because COVID is still a thing. I'm going to be washing my hands a lot. And other than that, staying away from people, or at least 6 feet if I can. And that's about it. Just gonna hang out and be cool. Oh shit! This didn't start. Oh, there. Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out and be cool.
FuzzJockRadio.
Fight, man, fight. We came in knowing it was tough, and we just wanted to fight. As long as we matched the intensity, everything else was going to fall in place.
I think the fact that we played so well and had built a 20-point lead, the guys felt that we deserved to win this game, and no matter what it took, it was going to.
The commitment level was really high tonight, and obviously when you're playing against, the Stanley Cup champions, it's, our guys were really dialed in.
FuzzJockRadio.